Diabetes is a condition that can be completely put into remission. For some of you, this may sound like a controversy, or maybe I may be saying something just to grab your attention, or a hoax. But PubMed, which is the largest and the free search engine for medical database, which has more than 35 million citations for medical and biomedical literatures. We have more than 6,000 plus articles supporting this statement that diabetes is reversible. I am going to detail about 4-step plan that can reverse diabetes based on these sciences. Step number 1, cut sugar. Now, if you ask a diabetic patient to stop sugar, definitely he will be saying, no, I'm not using sugar for the past so many years. You're right. You are talking about something called added sugar. I mean the sugar that you used to add to tea, coffee and other beverages. Now, there is something called hidden sugar. What even be hidden sugar? All those refined carbohydrate. Now, a standard Kerala diet or a standard Indian diet, when you just observe what you eat from a plate, are mostly made up of grains, that are refined grains. Say for example, idli, dosa, appam, or pasta or noodles or roti, everything is made from grains, that too refined grains. Refined grains, when it reaches our body, it gets metabolized and it becomes something called sugar. So it's also the sugar. So what I don't want to go deep into the pathophysiology or the biochemistry of all those things that is happening in the body, but what actually that is producing in the body is nothing but hyperinsulinemia or insulin resistance. It can also lead to fatty liver disease and fatty pancreatic disease. No, in a nutshell, what is really happening with the diabetes condition is our body becomes intolerant to glucose. We are not in a condition to handle glucose. So what's the most simple step number 1 is to cut sugar in all forms. I mean added sugar and hidden forms. So the thing that we can practice right from today is to remove this refined carbohydrate and to make sure that you build your diet around the central element of the diet should be healthy protein, healthy fat, lot of fiber, and color our diet with lot of phytonutrient. I mean colored vegetables, permissible kind of fruits and leaves and all those kind of stuffs. So this can produce a dramatic change in your glucose metabolism. Step 2, build muscles. Have you heard that muscles can kill diabetes? The muscles in your body, especially the skeletal muscles in the body, contribute to the biggest share of body weight, and it is the largest metabolic organ. I mean the organ that can take care of or handle the largest share of glucose that we consume through the diet. Now, what is really happening with the present day routine is that after the age of 30, because of the low physical activity and the decline of the growth hormones, our skeletal muscles slowly declines, and that condition is called sarcopenia. And the most important thing is that we can overcome sarcopenia by kind of a physical activity, which we all know. See, but the problem is most of the people, especially diabetic people, they go for a very low intensity kind of a restrictive kind of a physical activity. And most of the time the focus is mostly on low grade physical cardiovascular activities like walking or little bit of stretching. Plan 2 is to make sure that you first assess your muscle, what percentage of your body weight is muscle, and start working on muscles with a scientifically designed exercise routine that can train our muscles. I mean muscle strengthening exercises or muscle resistance exercises. Exercises that can improve your tone, your muscle mass. Maybe it can be in isolated muscle movements, or it can be compound muscle movements that can address the major muscles of the body. And if you are not familiar with these kind of exercise, my request is get educated and get trained on that, because it's a tool that can produce significant change in your glucose metabolism. I mean your fasting blood sugar and your HbA1c values. Step 3, regulate or restrict your meal timing. We all have something called fasting window and eating window. Fasting window means that the duration between your supper and your next day's breakfast. And eating window is nothing but the duration between our breakfast and our dinner. For many people, the eating window is approximately 10 to 12 hours or maybe even 12 to 13 hours. And the fasting window may be approximately 10 hours or 9 hours. Now, all the studies has shown that those people who can really start working on expanding their fasting window from 12 hours to 13 hours or 14 hours, so that your eating window can be restricted to 8 hours. This can produce significant change, or this can really help you to reverse diabetes. Step 4, optimize your nutrition. Now, we used to have all those nutrients that are required for our body on a daily basis from food alone. We need almost 90 plus nutrients on a daily basis. Now, once upon a time, the kind of agriculture, the kind of soil, the kind of food processing, the kind of cooking that we used to have provide almost all the nutrients from diet alone. But unfortunately, because of the present farming patterns, the logistics happening with the food industry, the food processing techniques and the fast food kind of life, that is ultimately resulted in something called poor nutrition. You may be eating enough, but the nutrient status, I mean the optimal nutritional status of our body is compromised. So as a diabetic patient, this is extremely important. So all the studies says that you need to augment your diet with quality nutritional supplements. And as far as my experience goes, one of the most important, the most important nutritional supplements that can really help you to reverse diabetes is number 1 is vitamin D. And make sure that we have almost 70 to 100 units of vitamin D in our blood. The next nutrient is omega-3. We may require 1 to 2 gram per day. Magnesium, which is extremely important in diabetes management. The same way it has to go for, we need to go for a high quality multivitamin, multi-mineral supplement. High quality protein, I mean protein that contains all kind of amino acids. So a judicious combination of these kind of high quality nutritional supplements along with food can optimize our nutrition. So these are the 4 most important plan or steps that can help you to reverse diabetes. Now, along with these 4 factors, there may be other important factors. Say for example, sleep. We need to have timely sleep, quality sleep. So if you have problems with your sleep, that has to be addressed. Maybe the other area, how about your mental and emotional well-being? Do you have excess amount of stress running on a daily basis? Does that has to be addressed on a professional way? Do you have a supportive environment at home or the kind of relationship? These are all important areas. In 1916, Dr. Elliot Joslin, he conducted studies on restricting diet, and these patients responded dramatically to diabetes. In 1992, people who have been subjected to bariatric surgery for obesity, there was a side effect, and the side effect was nothing but reversal of diabetes. In 2021, in UK, Dr. David Unwin, he conducted a 23-month study on thousands of diabetic patients, and there was exciting results. Actually, he published the results in British Medical Journal, and it says that people who are dependent on drug, 46% of those people, they had remissions, and even for pre-diabetic conditions it was up to 98%. Even the American Diabetic Association in 2018, they started working on the reversal protocols, and in 2021 there was an international standardization about reversal approval, so about diabetes. So what we generally do with our client is we take maybe 3 to 4 months and we work on all those areas of their health, and we have a team of professionals like physicians, health coaches, nutritionists, fitness experts, psychologists. We work with them and we identify which all the areas they need to be modified, and we help them to go through a transformative kind of changes in their overall lifestyle, diet, nutrition and eating habits, and we have exciting results coming up. We celebrate November 14th as a World Diabetes Day. Now what I think that with these kind of informations flowing in regarding the diabetes reversal, we should rename the day as World Diabetes Reversal Day.